The direwolf is the sigil of House Stark, and as we know, they find 6 direwolf pups in the beginning of the story. 6 pups for 6 children. I think it's clear that this is more than a coincidence. The direwolves were meant to be found, and their lives are connected to the children they belong to. Let me explain. Lady is described as the smallest of the pups. I believe this is a representation of Sansa being the least similar to the Starks. She is more of a southern lady than a Stark, but the biggest connection between Sansa and Lady is that at the same time as Lady is killed, Sansa seems to dislike everything about her family, and she only thinks about Joffrey, and therefore the killing of Lady is symbolic of the Stark in Sansa dying. Shaggydog is described as the angriest of the pups, and this is symbolic for Rickon being afraid, scared and showing anger. We know that Rickon became upset and hid in the crypts, which led to him lashing out at those who came to get him. Robb and Greywind fought many battles together, both charging into the fight. They are similar, both are bold, and Greywind was many times used by Robb to intimidate others. But as more people became afraid of Greywind, Robb starts to lock him up, and at the Red Wedding, both are killed, which could possibly be symbolic of how Robb and Greywind needed each other. There's also a theory that Robb died twice, once in his body and once in Greywind's body. Bran and Summer have a really special connection. Bran has many wolf dreams, where he is Summer. But those aren't dreams. Bran is warging Summer. And therefore they have a very special connection, since Bran can live and experience part of his life through Summer, making them similar in many ways. I believe that the name Summer is important, and that it is symbolic for Bran being an important part of bringing the winter to an end. As Arya and Nymeria are involved in the accident with the butcher's boy, Joffrey, and Sansa, Arya chooses to make Nymeria run away. Nymeria most certainly becomes the leader of a large wolf pack in the Riverlands. She's still alive, but she is a different direwolf from when she was Arya's. She's no longer a pet. And Arya has a similar story. She has to run away from so many places, and she always has to be someone else. She can never be Arya, and in turn she loses some of her identity. So the symbolism is that as Nymeria runs away and goes wild, the Stark in Arya disappears. But Nymeria is not killed, and Arya has wolf dreams, so there's still a connection between them, showing that Arya is still a Stark. Like the others, Jon and Ghost show similarities in their personality, and they are loyal to each other. Ghost is an albino direwolf. He has white fur and red eyes, making him different from the other pups. This is very similar to Jon, who as a bastard was also considered different from his siblings. But I believe that the white fur has another explanation. Jon is most likely a Targaryen, and Ghost's white fur is therefore symbolic to the white hair of the Targaryens, displaying that Jon is truly Targaryen. There are other similarities, like the fact that Ghost is the smallest of the pups in the beginning, which could represent Jon being the least important as a bastard, but Ghost later grows to become the largest, which could represent Jon becoming a significant person in the north, gaining power and influence. Ghost was also the first pup to open their eyes. This could mean many things, but I see it as a representation of Jon being one of the first to realize the real danger of the North. So, in conclusion, the most important connections are: Lady's death symbolizes the Stark in Sansa dying. The name Summer is symbolic of Bran being important to end the long night. And then Nymeria running away symbolizes Arya losing some of her identity. And Ghost's white fur symbolizes Jon being a Targaryen.